Trump is under more pressure than perhaps ever before, facing these incredibly significant new indictments. And under that pressure, he has decided to turn to one of his favorite coping mechanisms, promising blood. He put out this message saying, do I have to read? Look, it's not my fault that my political opponent in the Democratic Party, crooked Joe Biden, has told his attorney general to charge the leading by far Republican. This is nonsense. I'm not reading that part. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. The Dems don't want to run against me, or they would not be doing this unprecedented weaponization of justice. But soon in 2024, it will be our turn. MAGA. So, all of this stuff the Dems are doing is unacceptable. It's un-American. It cannot be abided. And soon we'll be doing all of it to them. And won't that be fun, everybody? Come to the rallies. Oh, we're gonna get some revenge, some retribution. You know, like Christians always want. Anyway, he's gonna receive some support in this message. Apologies, Congresswoman Marjorie Greene, if you're watching, for me besmirching the good name of the many conservative Christians who are chanting for the blood of Adam Schiff right now. Anyway, we're gonna get to right wingers supporting this sort of message, but first, Sabrina, you haven't gotten a chance yet to weigh in on these indictments and the way he's coming out of it. What do you think?
First of all, hello, Marjorie Taylor Greene. If you're watching, so excited to have you as a viewer. Yeah, just cope harder. Admittedly, I think I just told you a few minutes ago before we went live that like I haven't been following this particular Trump chapter as much because I've admittedly been growing a little pessimistic. He's never gonna see the inside of a jail cell, in my opinion. And if it does happen, cool. But it is exciting that this might actually come to something. It might actually prevent him from running for president again. That is something to be super happy about. So I'm looking forward to learning more.
We will see. We will see. I share quite a bit of that pessimism, but I would say if you happened across this video randomly and you're overwhelmed by all of the different legal challenges facing Trump, I would say start with this one. This is the most significant one. Like how I say when people want to get into Star Trek and there's just so much going on, start with Strange New Worlds. It's a great like entrance ramp to the whole thing. I would say start with the effort to overthrow the election. But in any event, he doesn't try to convince his base that he didn't do it. He doesn't need to. They will never believe that he did anything wrong, even if he does it right in front of them. But that said, while he doesn't need the assist, he's getting an assist on this from Jesse Waters. Take a look at this.
If Trump wins after he pardons himself, welcome to the revenge tour. Oh, he'll be out for blood. You think he's gonna let bygones be bygones? He's gonna put his men at justice. And the Clintons, Obamas, the Pelosi's, the Schiffs, and yeah, of course, the Bidens, everyone will be legally assaulted. Their family members, their foundations, their businesses, everything's fair game after this. Trump won't care about re-election because he's only serving one term. Biden's creating a one-man wrecking crew with a list a mile long. A lot of people are gonna get fired in Washington and the rules are gonna change. Scream and holler all you want, but if you're gonna try to make a 78-year-old former president die in prison away from his friends and family, hit him with 78 charges after spying on him and impeaching him twice, oh, you better believe it's open season.
And again, he's very sad about it because he's a very strong Christian and he doesn't believe in wanting revenge at all. And also, he totally thinks that it's unacceptable to do this, which is why he's totally cool with us doing it soon. To everyone, he just throws out character names. Schiff, Pelosi. What the hell does Pelosi have to do with literally any of this? And by the way, don't think that I missed the Pelosi's will be legally assaulted. Oh, whoops, he must have forgotten that a right winger broke into Pelosi's house and tried to murder her and nearly murdered her husband. It just slipped his mind, and none of the many producers who put that script into there could have possibly remembered that. This is just, without being as explicit as the audience would love, promising blood. They're daring to challenge Trump for all of the crimes that he effectively committed in full public view. So we're gonna go after all these people. And along the way, by the way, Trump's not even gonna have to worry about re-election. He's just gonna do this, which is also a promise to the base. He's not gonna do anything for you. He's gonna investigate people you've been convinced to hate, but that's it. He's gonna once again have a position as the most powerful person in the world, and he's gonna occupy himself 24/7 with trying to put Adam Schiff in prison. Answering the desperate cries of those who've been left behind by the establishment. Anyway, Sabrina, what do you think?
Very bold, very hopeful, but very bold choice of languages. It just reminded me of the whole like Proud Boys stand by type thing. He's like, all right, here's what's gonna happen if it actually happens. So he seems very hopeful. Hopefully that does not happen, because he is, Trump is, doing pretty well in the polls right now against DeSantis, even to this day. That is a very scary possible future. So I hope he's wrong, because he just seems a little too excited.
Yeah, you're 100% right. He's dominating DeSantis. We'll actually be talking about that tomorrow on the show. But yeah, he could totally be president again. In theory, he could pardon himself theoretically. We'll see what the Supreme Court thinks. He could launch all these lawsuits. Again, you still have to be able to convince a judge and a jury of them. They seem to always forget that fact. And along the way, they forget that all these people giving evidence on Donald Trump are Republicans. But again, it's all a Democrat plot and everything. So anyway, yeah, they're promising blood because they don't want to have to promise anything real. Certainly not anything economic. They're not going to promise you that your wage is going to go up. They don't care if they do, and they'll ensure that they don't. They don't care if you'll be able to afford a home. You can add on to the list whatever you want. They're gonna leave you cold and alone in the rain, just thinking about as your family starves to death, well, at least we got Hunter. Anyway, congratulations to Jesse Waters, by the way, on finding his niche. He's not ready to do all of the crazy eccentric things that Tucker Carlson would. He's not playing the tapes of guys microwaving their balls or anything, but he has discovered that you can just promise retribution. You can just promise that effectively the storm is coming. You don't even have to do it with any emotion or any talent. You just read it off the teleprompter. You better believe open season is coming. And they'll cheer for it. They love Jesse Waters now. And of course, they will go even farther. The Libertarian Party of New Hampshire, which recently attacked Nina Turner of the TYT network, tweeted recently, politicians should fear for their safety on a daily basis. So that's a shot, of course, from January 6th, where every one of those politicians feared that they would be murdered by this bloodthirsty crowd. The Libertarian Party, who, hey, what do you know? They pay Elon Musk $8 a month. I never would have predicted that. Believes that they should be afraid of being murdered constantly. And when someone pointed out that that's endorsing terrorism, they responded, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. So they're like, yeah, no, that's what we're doing. We want political violence. Those tweets are still up. The accounts haven't been taken down. All of the racism, the insane things they've said now advocating for violence, there's not going to be anything done. But remember how mad Elon Musk was at that watchdog group for saying that there's more hate speech on Twitter these days? Anyway, yeah, like it feels almost pointless, Sabrina, to be pointing this out, that once again, their go-to is always, let's just see if we can get someone to do something crazy, but it's just so out in the open. It's so unabashed at this point.
We need that Family Guy chart where it's like terrorism, if it's okay, depending on their skin color. That's very much their attitude, because I feel like it's very likely that many of the people who like that libertarian account are probably, white nationalist loving type people. So yeah, very, very scary threats at this time.
Yeah, and of course, look, they either haven't thought about this or don't care, because again, very often right wingers will make statements that seem as if they're putting across some sort of principle, but they're not. So, I have to speak up in defense of, again, a member of this audience, Congresswoman Marjorie Greene, to the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. Should she be constantly afraid for her life? If some deranged communist were to attack her, kill her, would they be a freedom fighter? I mean, she supports taking away people's freedoms in a variety of ways. Would they be a freedom fighter? I think that idea is abhorrent. I think that's horrific. It's weird that you're advocating for that to become acceptable,
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.